Hi there, Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. How are you tonight? It's 7 o'clock on Wednesday. How are you? So for tonight, couple things. I want to remind you, punch party, the halfway contest. Do you remember? So the contest is you have to do a before of your unfinished projects and then an after photo of your finished projects and just post it on the page right here. Stamping with Johnny and the Red Door Crafters, right? So if you do that, you have a chance of winning this. Yes, really. That's it. That's all that it is. I just want you to be stamping. That's it. So I figured celebration was halfway, and we were doing halfway through the month. Hi, Lise. How are you? So I figured it was just appropriate. So halfway contest, before and after photos, finished, unfinished projects. Get it going. I have a couple of people that have been doing it, but you still have a chance. Of course, right? So, the contest goes until the 15th, which is next Monday. Hi, Iris. It goes till next Monday, and the winner will be announced Tuesday morning. So, I'm going to flip you down, and we're going to go over a couple more things before we begin creating. So, nice to see you all here. Hold on a sec. I'm going to flip you and then put you down. So, 1 second. Okay, we're almost there. So for tonight, magic, right? So for tonight, couple things. Let's see here. Grab my computer, refresh the page, get everything set and ready to go. So for tonight, when you are on this live video, I have to remind you to comment. Let me know that you're on live. And here's the reason why. Because you are going to get emailed to you for free the template for tonight, so you can make your own braided card. Cool, right? So I'm just making sure I'm muted and everything else so we can get things off to the races. There we go. So, you want to make sure to let me know that you're on. So, let's see, what else? Card class. I do have 1 seat on Saturday afternoon and 2 seats on Saturday morning still available. So if you want to come to create, these are the cards we will be creating. So this one is embossed and has dies and embossed and punches and all kinds of fun things. So that is one of them. This one, I wanted to show a different way to use the hydrangea. Mercury acetate paper. So that's another one. And then last but not least, the lattice weave with a crazy chicken, because we all need a crazy chicken, right? And there will be a bonus. It will be for Valentine's Day. So it will probably be with chocolate. Yay, right? So, let's see. What else do I have for you? Not much. So let's get started, shall we? Let's do it. So, for tonight, we are creating this braided card. This is what this is called. So this is a braid. If you've ever done one, they look really complicated. They're fairly simple. If you're doing one, you need to make sure you have glue dots on hand or the multi-purpose glue, the little green tipped liquid glue bottle. But personally, I like the glue dots better. Just my personal preference. So you're going to want to make sure to do that, and then have some contrasting designer series paper and whatnot. And depending on what season it is and whatever, you know, you need some accents and some pennants and some words, right? Sounds easy enough, right? So let's get started, shall we? So for tonight, what I have is the mini mates. That's where the words come from. I have a little tag pennant, something that came from probably some paper pumpkin a long time ago. Honestly, I don't even remember anymore. So, but we're gonna get started on this, and I'll show you measurements and all that kind of stuff. So you're gonna need 2 paper clips as well. So the card base I'm using tonight is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4.5. Up to you though, okay? And let's see here. I have already the Rococo Rose and the pink out of the Love Always foil set. There's Sahara Sand, Rococo Rose, and is it Melon Mambo? I'm trying to remember the darker pink. Anyways, and this is already embossed with the Ornate Flowers 3D embossing folder. And then this guy is Rococo Rose cardstock, and this is embossed with the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. Previously, I used the Art Gallery embossing folder that went in that suite, and I used the, I believe it's the Parisian filigree one. So, so that's what we have so far. Let's see here. So it really doesn't matter the size on these, because all we need are the hearts to go with it. One sec. I forgot my heart punch across the way. So, all right. So that, you just need it bigger than that. So that is the heart punch. That's the heart punch pack. And then I've got True Love. I've got 2 pieces. One is cut at 2 3/4 by 5, and that's the little gap here. And then the inset one is cut at 1 3/4 by 4. Okay, but honestly, after you cut it, measure out the gaps and figure out what you want to do. It's just that simple. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer here from across the way, because we got to cut out this template. So when you get the template, you will get 5 on a page. Kind of cool, right? So what you want to do, this is where we're going to be cutting. So this needs to be flush, where you see the feathers or the lines. Okay? So I want to make sure when I do cut, for 1, it's semi-straight, but for 2, when you're going to the next one, right, I want to leave a little bit of space, just to ensure that I have space for next time, okay? So now I'm going to cut off right at the line, okay? And I'm gonna leave the top and the bottom. Here's the reason why. We gotta protect our cardstock from those clips, right? And the more it folds over, the more secure it'll be. So, all right, so I'm gonna grab my card base here, okay? And I'm gonna grab my feathers, for lack of better terms, and we are going to secure this. Now, you don't need it centered top to bottom with these top lines, but you do need it centered more so with the pattern, okay? So when you're doing that, if you do these top and bottom lines and kind of line them up about, it's about 1/8 of an inch in, it'll be fine. You want to clip them away from that pattern, because you're going to bring in a scissors into that. And you want it as close to the edge without an overhang as you can get. So I didn't clip this quite straight, so we're going to come back and do this again, because I might have folded a tiny bit crooked. And yes, for this one it matters, okay? So see how that's leaning a little bit? So I'm just going to push a little and then clip, and it'll be fine. And then we're going to push a little and clip. And by us having that fold over, it's going to protect. You want the fold over to go at least to where that end is, so you don't have a dent in your cardstock afterwards. Okay? And then you're going to grab your snips and you're just going to cut on the lines. Okay? And you're going to cut right to the end of it. You don't want to go much past it, because the goal of this is you need to have these as even as possible, because otherwise your braid won't be straight. One will be not evenly spaced. We'll just say it that way, huh? So we're gonna cut down. I want to back up a tiny bit because I don't want it to go quite that far. This is the thick cardstock, so it's a little bit tougher because you are going through the 2 layers than it would be normally with like a colored cardstock or whatnot, okay? So you're gonna cut your template. I have not figured out a way to recycle it. Once it's cut, it's kind of a mess to use again. So this is kind of a one size fits all. So what I would do is either keep the template in my email saved somewhere, or I'd keep a copy of this and have like a master copy so you always have one, shall we say. All right, so we're gonna do this. We're almost done. I'm gonna do this and we're gonna go one more. Okay, and then we're gonna grab these and we're gonna take these off. We're gonna unfurl that. And I'm gonna get all my bits and pieces away, okay? And then we're gonna open this up. Yay, right? Yay, okay. So now we are going to fold down, and you're like, but John, that one's going over the top or over the bottom, right? Right? Well, we're gonna clip this one off because we're gonna have a gap up here. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna clip this off where it folds, and you're gonna go as close to that fold as possible, okay? And we're gonna push that back down so it looks right. You're gonna keep that triangle on the side. Got it? So far so good, right? Right? Or no? Okay. So now, are you ready? So you're gonna skip this little one. So that one's not folded. So you're only taking the larger pieces and you're folding these down. Okay? So you're gonna skip this next one because it's a small one. So you're gonna take this and you're going to, I tore that a bit. See how now it's crooked? That's why you gotta be gentle with this. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay. And then you're gonna skip and you're gonna pop this one through. That one side is a little wonky. I must have gone a little further or something happened. I don't know. You can make it up, but it's easier just to do it evenly. So we've got our next one. That one went nicely. And then we're gonna skip and we're gonna do this last one. Yay, right? Okay, now this last piece that we already cut, right? That is going to be put right there. So that way it looks the way it's supposed to, right? So you're gonna glue that on point to point. I gotta grab my glue dots. So how's everybody doing with this? Are you following me? Any questions? So you're gonna grab your glue dots and you're gonna take one per layer, and you wanna make sure your point covers the entire piece of cardstock, and here's the why, because otherwise you have to adjust your glue dots so you don't have stickies coming out the side, because sometimes they just don't quite match up. And it's okay, but you just got to be smart enough to know. See how this one has about half? So what I'm going to do is put this closer to this side, so that way I don't have it sticking out of, oops, I forgot I hand glued that down. So I don't have it sticking out on this side. I hope that makes sense. And then we're gonna grab here, and we're gonna grab there, and we're just gonna barely, which side? This side here. So you just gotta gauge where it comes down so you don't end up with all these crazy things sticking out all over the place and all sticky gooey. All right, so now I'm going to grab my ends and I'm gonna put them right on the end there. And we're gonna stick this here, right? Yeah, so the points match up. And then I'm gonna stick one more on that point. You could do this all at the same time, but that is okay. So that is our braid. And if you fold it down, you just gotta kind of mash it. This isn't a good one for a bone folder because it catches on too many of the pieces. So you just gotta kind of work it and make it happen. What do you think? So far so good? And then you pick which side you like better. Doesn't really matter though. And then you pick which part of the paper you're gonna use or not use, depending on how things are going. So personally, I like this better. So we're gonna do like this. So we're gonna grab some Stampin' Seal and we're gonna lay this down, hopefully centered. And we are gonna grab our inner mat, and this is gonna go here. If you wanna use dimensionals instead, you're more than welcome to, but hey, that's what we got. Then we're gonna grab our heart punch and do our 2 hearts. Okay, and I'm gonna grab my little pennant thing and my thanks, and we're gonna stamp this. Now I want to hide that little hole, so I'm gonna stamp towards the edge of the dovetail so I can hide it. Close my ink up. Always close your ink up. You never know when a finger's gonna land in it, right? And I want this kind of centered, so I'm gonna grab my Stampin' Seal. You could do dimensionals, you could do all kinds of things, but hey, I want it kind of centered on my mat. So there we go. And then I'm gonna grab my dimensionals. Now, when you're doing the hearts like I did, okay, what you want to pay attention to is this is gonna overlay. So I want my dimensionals on the left side and then the right side. I don't want a huge stack so it pops up so high and then you have like the sides falling off kind of thing, if that makes sense. Thanks, Lise, appreciate it. Yeah, Iris, this is kind of a good, fairly easy, but elegant and complicated looking card. So I will email you guys the template for this so you can just copy it off, print it off, just make sure to cut it correctly and you are off to the races. And there we go. There's our card. What do you think? It's amazing how the embossing folders change things. isn't it? So that is what I have for you tonight. Thank you for joining me. Follow me, stampingwithjohnny.com. And for those of you that join me live, thank you. And I will be getting that template to you shortly. If you're joining me on the replay, again, follow me, stampingwithjohnny.com. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye.